Hello class, my name is Mr. Winter, and today I'm going to be teaching you about the order of operations. You might be sitting at your desk wondering what exactly is the order of operations. Well, let me tell you. The order of operations is a set of rules to determine which operation to do first. Now you also might be sitting there trying to figure out what exactly is an operation. An operation is what you're doing with the equation, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. Those are just examples of an operation. Now pay close attention because the order of operations is very important. If you do not follow the order of operations, you will get the wrong answer, and that's very, very bad. Now while you might be sitting there kind of scared at the fact that you need to pay close attention to understand this, let me teach you a little trick. And that trick is P.E.M.D.A.S, or P-E.M.D.A.S. Now the trick with this is that each of these letters stand for something. As you can see in the slide, P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponent, M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. Now, pay close attention to the order of what these are in, because that is the order that you will be performing an equation. So, parentheses will go first, followed by the exponent, followed by multiplication, followed by division, followed by addition, and then lastly followed by subtraction. An easy way to remember this is by this saying, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." As you can see in the slide, the saying corresponds with the order of operations. The P in please represents the P in parentheses. The E in excuse represents the E in exponent. The M in my represents the M multiplication. The D in dear represents D in division. The A in aunt represents A in addition. And lastly, the S in Sally represents the S in subtraction. If you can memorize this trick, your life will be a whole lot easier. So let's break it down. This is how it works. When you go through the saying, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," like I stated before, the P represents parentheses, and that is the first part of the order of operations that you would start with. So in this case, the equation parentheses 7 plus 3, close parentheses, times 6 plus 4, you would start with the parentheses, like I said, because that is the first step in the order of operations. So as you can see, what I did is I started with the parentheses, and I started with 7 plus 3, because those are the two numbers that are wrapped around the parentheses. So 7 plus 3 equates to 10. Then you bring everything else in the problem down. So the new equation is 10 times 6 plus 4. The second step of this is exponent. As you can see, I have 2 raised to the second power, or 2 squared, however you want to say it, plus 4 times 3 minus 3. How this works is you start with the exponent. This is the second step, but since there's no parentheses, you can just start with the exponent. So 2 squared, or 2 raised to the second power, is 4. After that, you bring everything else down. So now your new equation is 4 plus 4 times 3 minus 3. Step 3 in the order of operations is to multiply. As you can see, the equation is 2 plus 7 times 2 minus 4. So the part you have to multiply is the 7 times 2. So that's what you do first in this, because there's no parentheses or exponent. So what you do is you make it 2 plus 14, because 7 times 2 is 14, and then you bring down the minus 4. So now your new equation is 2 plus 14 minus 4. Step 4 in the order of operations is to divide. In the equation 4 plus 2 plus 6 divided by 3, you have to take the 6 divided by 3 first, because there's no parentheses, exponent, or multiplication in this equation. So now your new equation is 4 plus 2 plus 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. The fifth step in the order of operations is to add. As you can see here in the equation, 2 plus 2 minus 3, since there's nothing for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, or division, the first step you do is the addition. So you do 2 plus 2, bring that part down, which 2 plus 2 is 4, and then you have the minus 3 left over, so you carry that down. So your new equation is 4 minus 3. Subtraction can be a little bit tricky. Being the last step in the order of operations, you need to be cautious of what else is in the equation. So in this case, 2 plus 6 minus 3, you need to do the addition first, because addition becomes before subtraction. Step 5 before step 6. So in this case, you would do 2 plus 6, you would do that first, like this. You would start with 2 plus 6, which equates to 8. Then you would bring down the minus 3, so now your new problem would be 8 minus 3. And like I said, being the last step, it would be 8 minus 3 equals 5. Now it's time for a small quiz. What comes first? In the equation, 7 times 3 plus 6 minus 2 squared plus open parentheses 6 plus 4 close parentheses. as you can see in the equation above, this is your quiz. So the first thing to do is to figure out what comes first. Is there any parentheses, or P? Because the P is the first start of the order of operations. And as you look at the equation, you do see a pair of parentheses. And what's inside is the 6 plus 4. So that's what you would perform first. So now your new equation is 7 times 3 plus 6 minus 2 squared plus 10, because this turns to 10. Then you move on to the E, the second part of the order of operations, which is exponent. So now you have 7 times 3 plus 6 minus 2 squared plus 10. So now it turns into 7 times 3 plus 6 minus 4, because 2 squared is 4, plus 10. The third step in the order of operations is to multiply. And do you have multiplication here? Yes, you do, right here. So now what you do is 7 times 3 plus 6 minus 4 plus 10. Since you have the multiplication right here, you perform that, and now it's 21 right here. So 21 plus 6 minus 4 plus 10 is your new equation. Now you have to do the addition, because there's no division, so you skip that step. You go straight to the addition. So now you have 21 plus 6 minus 4 plus 10. So you have 21 plus 6 is 27, as you can see here. And then 4 plus 10 right here is 14. But you still have the subtraction sign because that's the last step. So you carry the subtraction sign here, and it's 27 minus 14. It gives you your final answer of 13.